Hello, and welcome again to another week of Central Reads, our 2024 Bible reading plan. This week we are wrapping up Paul's letter to the Romans, as well as doing some Psalms at the end of the week. At this point in Paul's letter, it is clear what is the issue in Rome. There are two different kinds of Christians who are gathering in these Roman churches. There's Jewish Christians and Gentile Christians, and they don't always get along. And they have a tendency to look down on one another. They have a tendency to fight with each other, and there's this perception that some of them are weak and some of them are strong. And the whole deal seems to be that the strong, they kind of want to be proud of that and kind of lord that strength over. And Paul has some very clear things to say, and it's really clear to us how we are supposed to follow. Anytime we have an attitude that wants to use our strength or our power or our privilege or our status or kind of who we've raised ourselves to be, like anytime we want to use our power, the fact that we're strong, as something above someone else, we are violating what Paul is getting at here. I mean, listen to what he says in chapter 15, and you'll get there in a few days. We who are strong ought to put up with the failings of the weak, not to please ourselves. Each of us must please our neighbor for the good purpose of building up the neighbor. I mean, think about that for a second. What we are supposed to do is give of ourselves to lift up, to please, to build up the neighbor. That's our general attitude towards those people who we might not agree with, might not like, might be tempted wrongly to look down upon. We're supposed to give of ourselves to build them up. Look at what he says in what we'll read on Monday in chapter 13, verse 8. Owe no one anything except to love one another, for the one who loves another has fulfilled the law. Isn't that amazing? Owe no one anything except to love one another. That is what we owe one another. We owe one another our love for one another. If you could sum up, well, I mean, this is what Paul says, actually. It sums up the law. It's what Jesus said. It sums up the law. We owe nothing to anyone except to love one another. And that's a big claim, right? Doing for one another what love requires. It's not easy, it's not cheap, it's not quick. There are very few shortcuts to love. It is costly, and it is self-giving, and it is a high demand. But that's what Jesus places on us. That's what following Jesus places on us. At least that's what Paul tells us, and I think we can listen to him. So as we're wrapping up Romans, I want to say congratulations on finishing Paul's longest and most difficult letter. Again, if and as you have questions about Romans, please ask me, and I'll be happy to try and answer them. We're doing Romans in the men's Bible study right now, so my brain is thickly involved in Romans right now, so it's a good time to ask. But I don't know everything, so we can try to find answers together. Again, check out the Bible Project resources for Romans. There's so many good things to read on it or to listen to. And happy reading. I hope you enjoy. And then enjoy the Psalms at the end of the week. There's some really good ones. All right, take care.